What's up? It's Keith Kalfas. In this video I'm going to talk about 5 crucial, detrimental, costly things that you're going to run into when starting or getting a landscape business off the ground. Or if you're in your first year, maybe you've been in for a few years, if that's you, this video is definitely for you. You're in the right place. I've got some notes here on my phone, and this is some deep shit. So, you like this type of video? If I cough during the video, I have a cold right now, and I grew up, when I was a boy, I had real bad asthma, and I still kind of have it. And if I get a cold, everybody gets a cold once in a blue moon, but if it goes to my lungs, then I'm screwed, and that's where I'm at right now. So I've been up all night, 2 hours of sleep, coughing my brains out. I'm all doped up on Sudafed. But anyways, just in case here's 5 things to pay attention to in your landscaping business and what they mean. This is some deep irony stuff. I might cuss a little bit in the video, so turn the phone down if you got kids around, and you know that's important to me. But here you go. Step number 1, thing to pay attention to. You're going to have to do counterintuitive things that from the outside make you look like your head is totally up your ass. Like calling the landscape supplier company for materials and canceling an order that you just placed a couple hours ago, and then calling them 30 minutes later and resubmitting the order, and then calling them another half an hour again and canceling the order again. And you can extrapolate the reasons why. If you haven't been in that position where you're frantically calling and reordering and canceling supplies, and a landscape supplier is like, oh my god, this landscaper should not be a this guy's a schizophrenic, right? If you haven't been in that position financially, or in a spring cash flow shortage where you've got thousands or tens of thousands of dollars out, and you're on a shoestring budget and everybody owes you money, and you're freaking out and from the outside you look like your head is totally up your ass, right? But you know what's going on and you can't even explain it to anybody. If you haven't been there, you haven't been in the landscape business. Okay, step number 2. So that's what that means. Number 2 thing to pay attention to, and what this means is you're going to end up having a total meltdown in front of your first few employees, and you're going to lose them because you're under so much pressure that it's leaking out all over the place, etc. Here's a hard lesson learned. Don't bring your problems to work. We all have problems. I'm sure you watching this video right now, if you're not right now, or if you haven't, you will have problems that you will suffer grievously, whether you did something wrong or not. So will the people that work for you. So don't bring your problems to work, and do not tolerate problems at work, personal problems. And don't ever call employees after work to discuss work. If you do this, you will pay through the nose, because you're not paying them to be on call. Save it. Either handle it at work, write it down, and discuss it the last 5 minutes during the day, or talk about it the next morning at work. But don't ever call them when they're off work. And if you do, be as a friend, not as the boss, or it'll stress them out, and they will resent you and they'll quit on you. I had somebody who worked for me years ago. Great guy, great kid, and this kid kind of had a meltdown and quit. And he was crying at work and stuff. It's because I was under a lot of pressure, he was too, and we were bringing it all at work, and we opened that Pandora's box, and every day at work was like just a suffering bitch fest, and it was really hard, and I learned a valuable lesson. So you stiffen your upper lip, and you go to work, and shut your mouth, and don't tolerate it either. And then work can become a safe haven. It can become a safe place where they can actually be a detoxifier, and they can de-stress because it's not tolerated. So, and then these things I'm talking about, if you don't do this, I'll get to the next thing. I'll save it. Number 3 thing to pay attention to. As a leader, because that's the position you are taking up and imposing upon yourself and others, everything you do in front of others, whether employees or business owner friends, right, quantifies by 10x. Okay, so sometimes you'll team up with friends. Like I got friends, some of my best friends do tree work. Dude, we'll team up, we'll do a big ass tree, and excuse me if I don't have the right equipment or something, we'll team up, knock down a $3,000 tree and split up all the money and stuff. So teaming up with fellow contractors and showing up late. If you show up late, especially with your crew, you're a dumbass, because now you're rushing around and you're looking like an idiot in front of them, losing respect, and in front of your workers, and you're being exposed. Do not show up late. If you got shit that even keeps you up till 4 o'clock in the morning, or family issues at home, which we all do, just get your ass to that job site on time, or call, do whatever you can. And showing up late and tolerating disrespect, letting others disrespect you in front of others or coworkers or something like that, or not standing up for yourself because you're in fear and neediness, and choosing to act like a bitch will cost you 100-fold. If you act like a bitch, and I have at work, and the reason we do this is not because we're a bitch, it's because we're in fear and we need money. What happens on a psychological, if you were to get into neuroscience, your brain, when you need money, like you start, oh my god, minimize risk, cut this, oh my god, what, and you start acting kind of frantic because you're trying to save, like you feel like you're drowning. It's the part of the brain, it's the amygdala fight or flight response. So if you do that in front of people, they will lose respect for you, and it will cost you 100-fold. You'll end up running your business like Speedy Gonzales, like a nutcase, trying to pick up all the pieces while everybody's disrespecting you, and they won't respect you anymore. So number 4, so that's what that means. Number 4 thing to pay attention to is your business is a mirror image of what's going on inside of your mind and emotions in real time. If your business is in a constant state of emergency, so too will be your life as a whole. So if you feel like your business is nothing working, oh my god, and it's a mirroring in real time. That's what's so beautiful about having your own business, is because if you're a bitch, it'll be bitching you. And if you stand up and you say, you know what, this is hard right now, and this is falling apart, and oh my god, I look like an idiot, and I'm the biggest piece of shit walking right now. The road to hell is paved with good intentions. You can have the greatest intentions in the world, and you have a plan. Well, guess what? Now shit's a hellfire. We call it a shit show. When everything's falling apart and going to hell in a handbasket, and you're still doing your best, and you have to be the bad guy. Keep your mouth shut. Don't bitch about it. And I refrain. I mean, you can bitch about it to your closest Fab Five. There's 5 people in your life. 5 other alphas, or people that you confide in, and you guys are friends, and you're life coaches to each other and business coaches. You coach each other through shit, and you understand, because there's no resentments, no shit talking. It's who is your Fab Five, and then you can vent to those. But if you come home and you vent about your business to your wife or family member, you're just going to stress them out. It's not going to work. You have to have your Fab Five, find out who they are, and build those relationships now if you don't have them. I have them, and I don't know where I would be without them. So, but anything that you do where you're afraid of standing up and dealing with what you've chosen, okay? Because you could go back, you can go live in a cardboard box, you can get rid of your family, get everything, and be a big piece of shit and go live in the woods and not have any responsibility, and that won't be easy either. Life is like, you pick up your cross and you carry it up the hill. You put down your cross, you're putting it on someone else's back. You got to carry your own weight. It's really like brutal to talk about shit like this, but the more you get to recognizing that, is the more you get dead centered and serious about divorcing yourself from the chaos of the moment, getting back into control and say, what do I need to do to fix this? It's not what happens to you, it's how you react when bad shit happens, and that's who will absolutely define your level of success in business. And don't compare yourself to other people, because you don't know what they go through, and you might not want the responsibility they have if you have the success that they have. So what does that mean? I just told you what that means. Your business is a mirror image of everything, that's going inside of you. That's what that means. And then finally, number 5, and I will end this with a quote. My wife's letting the dog in. I'm out here on the porch. You like the porch atmosphere, don't you? That's why I waited, because number 5, your relationship with your spouse is the relationship with your business. I extrapolated this from David Data's The Way of the Superior Man, amazing book about consciousness and masculine feminine energies. If you're a man in a primarily masculine relationship with a woman who's feminine, your relationship with the feminine, with your woman, is the relationship to your professional life and your business. If shit ain't working at home, shit ain't working in your business. If she ain't happy, nobody's happy. If mommy ain't happy, nobody. If the wife ain't happy, happy wife, happy life, all that bullshit is 100% true. So if you're having a disconnection or disagreement with your woman, or whatever relationship you're in, if you don't, the longer you wait to go to work to get that thing fixed and get back to a happy place, is the longer it's going to take, and the more you will suffer grievously. And guess what? You're going to, as being the alpha and the leader, the person who pays the breadwinner, the business, and whatever you want to fucking call it, you will suffer grievously, you will cause suffering, and you will, you'll pay through the nose, and it will ride you all the way down to the bottom of a cardboard box. So it's like, you have to learn how to, I know I keep referring to this like religious thing, it just means so much to me. Like, you have to like pick up your cross and carry it while getting stabbed in the side and smile. and it's brutal and it's real. And I'm beginning to see that the men that we aspire to be like the most, that we look up to, like, wow, how does that guy do all that? Because that man behind closed doors, he suffers grievously quietly. A business owner man once told me one time, I don't know if I look up to this guy, but he said, I do in certain ways. He said, if you want to cry, go cry in the closet where nobody can see you, and then wipe your face off and go back out and get back to work. You don't let anybody see your tears, at least not the wrong people. So, now, you could say, I don't understand, you don't understand, Keith, my life is very complex. I know that your life is complex. You have a certain set of karmic debts, or whatever you want to call it, that you're going through, whatever belief that you have, that are probably a hell. And like, you could be totally willing to do all this, yet you're still handcuffed and with your hands tied behind your back, fighting with your nose. I know, but when you've been through enough shit in life, I think the only thing that you can do is peace, a level of peace within yourself. It doesn't matter how much fucking money you make or how big your business is. If you don't have peace, it's not even worth it. There's nothing that compares to peace. Okay, so I want to end it with this. I hope you got some of that. Please go back and watch the video again, because that's some real shit. I want you to take the fear, take a breath, and shut it down. When you feel you're being emotionally hijacked by fear and this thing is running you like a puppet, now you're sitting in the passenger seat looking out the window while it's driving. It's your demons. Your demons are your fear, the stories in your head of like, oh, I'm building the story of why this is this, and how like you're stuck in this, like, it's like the Interstellar movie, or like, you ever seen the movie with Sylvester Stallone, Lockdown, when he was locked in that prison? It was like from the early 90s. So if you've seen this, let me know in the comments below. And every 5 minutes in this prison, they turn on the lights and he's in there naked. Name a number. He goes 1, 4, 6, and if he didn't get it, they would start spraying him with a fire hose and torturing him. And then they would shut the lights down, and he'd be there like every 5 minutes. And like, you could feel like your life is like you're in this like a nightmare. I know this is really dark, but hang with me. So there's these these thought worlds. If you allow yourself to get caught up in those like thought worlds for too long, they will become a reality, and they will tear you down to the bottom, and they will ruin your whole life and everything you've built. You have to consciously take this fear and push it to the side and crush that motherfucker. And consciously choose when shit's falling, but not when it's going good and you're laying around watching Netflix, bitch. When the shit's falling apart, you have to consciously keep it at bay like this and still act, even if your arms are tied behind your back, because that is the only option that you have. And the more you can do that, minute by minute, moment by moment, and surf on that wave, right? You're surfing, you got it, bro, you got it. If you slip up 1 second, do something stupid or accidentally or whatever, maybe, I don't drink, but what if you stay out all one night on a work night, and for some reason you decide to get fucked up drinking or something, and now it causes this domino effect in your business? Like, you might be the type of person where your karmic debt is you have to keep your shit together and walk a tight rope, right? And if you fall off, it's going to be held in a handbasket. Everything is going to shit, right? So you know that. You've been down that road, you've been down that path so many times that you know you got to keep your shit together, right? So, you're not perfect, but you're setting the tracks now. You're setting the railroad tracks that This is the definiteness of purpose. This is your path, and you know what it is, and you can't stray from it. Sometimes you can't explain it to other people. They don't want to hear it. It doesn't matter. But you know in your head when you're doing these counterintuitive things, and I'm reading on these lists, and you're looking like a jackass out there, and you're giving it your best shot, that one day it'll all come together. And then you'll be like, you just have to laugh. Alright, so cool. That's it. I'm ending this video. Let me know what you think in the comments below. This is, I was on the phone this morning with Phil Saros. Phil Saros from Dirt Monkey University. He's a Stan Genetics partner. Dirt Monkey, Stan Genetic. His partner, Phil. This dude's a mastermind, owns a big landscape company. And we coach on the phone about, once every couple weeks on Mondays. We spend an hour on the phone. We go through some internet stuff, talk about business, and just amazing. We barely even talked about actual landscaping. We were talking about a lot of other type of different stuff that was just blowing my mind, because sometimes a man can't get his business off the ground, or can't get more clients, or even do anything because he's paralyzed by what's going on in his mind and his emotions. He's trapped in his fears, his excuses, his insecurities, his old belief habits and patterns that are actually pinning him down, imprisoning him. So he needs help from his brothers to figure that shit out, to get it together and get moving forward despite his fears. Okay, I'm beating a dead horse. I don't know you, but I love you. So I want to share with you this major aha that I got a few years ago that I want to share with you. If you're in your first year or two in the landscaping business, or if you're transitioning out of a job, or in the beginning stages, I remember having these horrible fears all the time that what if all of a sudden all the work dries up? What am I going to do? I'm afraid to go get a house, or get a new truck, or get a piece of equipment. I'm afraid to take the next level of responsibility, or get on payroll or something like that, or do anything, because I was always afraid that all of a sudden somebody was going to shut the faucet off and I wouldn't know how to turn it back on. Like, it's that feeling of running in survival mode, right? And I think survival mode comes in different layers. Once you think you've got it solved, it goes so deep into the subconscious mind, embedded into your nervous system, that you're not even aware that you're a puppet on a string in your own business and your own life, right? And I think true wealth and true freedom is the ability to, like Tony Robbins says, live in a beautiful state. He said he decided in advance that no matter what happened, he would live in a beautiful state. What a beautiful thing. That's true freedom, right? But nonetheless, here's the big aha that I had. And it didn't change everything. It was just the next step. And it's this idea of pulling levers. Like, you can pull certain levers and get certain results, right? Well, imagine if you're blindfolded in the forest and you're running around and you're just in survival mode, and you pull a lever and then something bad happens, and you don't know why, but you know something bad happened. You're learning, right? You have so many lessons to learn in real time that it can get overwhelming. And when you are on your entrepreneurial journey, people around you who aren't on that same journey as you are, that don't understand what you're going through, can look at you like you're schizophrenic and start fights with you, and you can become defensive, and they don't understand why you're doing what you're doing. But just know that you're not alone. Okay, so you're in the forest like this, and you pull a lever and something good happens, but you still can't articulate why. So you don't know how to keep repeating that, right? Well, you can even be swamped with work, abundantly swamped in work, and your phone ringing off the hook. But because you're in a scarcity mindset, you're running around taking every single job, anything that you can get, whether it's good paying or low paying, you don't know. Hear those birds? I love birds. So when you're in survival mode, you don't I'm fascinated by the brain and how it works, how like a pendulum, you can fluctuate back and forth from fear and anxiety and then be in survival mode to complete abundance and tranquility. Do they call that bipolar? It's got to be bipolar, right? So at some point I realized that, oh my God, the work is not going to stop coming in.
And even if it slows down for a minute, another big wave is gonna come. So when there's like a low point, you don't freak out. Because if you waste that time freaking out, another wave is going to come. And then now you don't have the energy for that wave of work and requests for your services because you wasted energy being stressed out during the lull. The biggest thing was learning marketing and advertising. When you learn how to do that, it's a lever that you can pull that makes your phone ring all the time, no matter what. So at some point, I realized, wait a second. So I'm like running in place like a rat on a wheel, and all of a sudden I just stopped. I go, wait a second. So even though your conscious mind knows something is a certain way, or this belief is not true, it's false, you logically know that, the unconscious mind will still hold the repetitive emotional thought patterns of survival mode as if it were true, right? It's like cognitive dissonance. But you have to fight to overcome that and say, wait a second. I know how to do this now. I know how to make my phone ring off the hook. The work is not going to stop. I'm never going to run out of work. And as a matter of fact, I could expand. I could do more. I could raise prices. So that's the next level, is now that you realize, okay, the work's not going to stop, you're always going to be busy. If you raise prices, you're going to lose the customers that you do have, all right? So you have to like get out of all of it and step back and look at the data and look at the numbers and look at it for how big this thing actually is, and you're just swimming around collecting little minnows. Oh my God, there's not enough. You're in the ocean of water and you've only got a little thimble. This is only enough water. It's just in a thimble. Oh my God. Lawn care millionaire Jonathan Potoshnik said something really interesting in one of his videos. He said that if you know how to market and advertise, there's so much work out there that you can expand to infinity. The bottleneck will always remain finding the people to execute and get all the work done. That's the bottleneck part, right? And to me, it's that plus the man-hour rate. Reverse engineering the science of how do you look at the amount of leads coming in versus the amount that you're closing, so you can increase your pitch and your close rate and your positioning, everything that you're doing, so then you can get all the jobs that support the infrastructure of a legitimized business that has the amount of cash flow and profit margin for expansion. So when I'm on the phone with my buddy Joshua Latimer, he's like, no, Keith, no, you have to start from the end and then reverse engineer your way back to the beginning of what you want your business to look like, and then figure it out. And it never made sense to me, and now it does. But the problem is we don't sit down and do all this stuff because we're so busy running on the wheel that we're afraid to get off the wheel for a minute and just look at everything, because the wheel stops. Why? Because that's what you are. You're self-employed. When you're not on the wheel stops. Even if you have a couple crews, if you stop, the whole thing could blow up. But you got to put systems. But you can't put systems and put infrastructure into the business without enough profit margin, right? You need deal flow and profit margin to afford the sustainability to pay everybody. And then the more you grow and expand into that is now you need an employee onboarding systems, and then you need training systems. You need all the paperwork and all the protocols and all the contracts, and now you need a secretary, a human resources department. Now you need a payroll. Ooh, my lens. You need a payroll. Like, how the hell are you supposed to do all of this when you're still operating in small survival mode, right? So one thing that I can say for sure that is very challenging if you are in a part of the country or the world where you have winter and summer is in a seasonal business. It is very, 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 very hard to expand unless you really have good mentorship and know what the hell you're doing. I've been struggling with this for years. So we're talking about it's soaking wet. It's like Niagara Falls opens up and it's just a rushing river of work just drowning you. Then all of a sudden it just shuts off, like, and then it's bone fucking dry and there's nothing. Nobody even cares that you exist. And then all of a sudden the spring comes. It's like you're in an electric chair, right? And you're all tied up like the movie Shocker. And then the dude with the mask on just turns the voltage on to, like, you know, 400,000 volts. And you're just getting fucking electrocuted. And then he shuts it off. Boom! And you're like, and you're just sitting there with fucking smoke coming off of you. Please, no more. And then by the time you fucking recuperate in the winter, you're so fucking depressed and you're like, spring, please come. And then the spring doesn't just slowly come. And this motherfucker turns on the electrical, turns it on full blast. And then winter comes, shuts it off. And this is insane, man. This is the landscaping business. I have friends that have been in this business like 20 years longer than I have, or you have probably. And these motherfuckers are still running around trying to get employees to show up to work. They're doing 300, 400, 500,000, still going through the same bullshit. And then you listen to these business coaches on their podcasts and they're like, well, you have to create a business company, a company culture. Yeah. Joe's Landscaping, the most prestigious professional place to work in the country. We provide, this way we provide, you can go weed whip that fucking lawn for about 6 hours in the burning sun, and I'd be lucky to get a 30-minute lunch break. And when you're done, go edge that entire apartment complex, yeah? Yeah? And you ain't allowed to touch the fucking rider for like 6 months. Anyways.
How to start a landscaping business as a beginner in 2024. What I'm about to share with you can sometimes make you more money than going to college and getting a degree. Within your 2nd to 3rd year of owning your own small landscaping business, you can make really good money. It's not easy, it's hard, but let me break it down right now in this video. What's up, I'm Keith Kalfas and I talk about how to start a landscaping business and take it from 0 to 100K and beyond with my videos and my business building programs. Now, number 1, you don't have to start a landscaping business. That's a whole big idea, right? All you really need is one client. Think in terms of how can I get a landscaping client immediately? How can I find somebody to let me cut their grass, trim their shrubs, install mulch, edge out their garden beds, plant some flowers, and you can learn a lot of this stuff on YouTube if you spend some time searching around, and start it out as a side hustle and then very quickly elevate your way into a full-time thing. I went full-time in my landscaping business in 12 weeks. I'm sorry, 6 weeks. It was 6 weeks. By 12 weeks, I never had to look at a job ever again. And I was like, oh my gosh, I spent 12 years working a bunch of jobs and I had to drop out of college because I needed money to pay my bills. I was so busy. I started my own landscaping business and boom, started getting customers very quick. How do you get these customers? Marketing and advertising. If you get really good at, if you know how to scroll on social media, you already do it. Now become a content creator where you're posting on social media. Let everybody know that you're in business. Let everybody know that you can cut their grass, trim their shrubs, trim their ornamental trees, all that stuff, and then learn about marketing. Watch videos on marketing, right? I built 2 6-figure businesses. The first business is in landscaping. We've served over 5,000 happy customers and clients. We got 260 positive 5-star reviews across Google and Facebook. I built a website, literally stayed up all night, brewed a pot of coffee, built my website, built my social medias. Go hire a graphic designer on Fiverr.com and get your graphics made for your business and start offering services. I can share with you more. How you make money doing this is you do something called creating offers. Creating an offer, say, hey, I can do this thing for you. Do you want it done for this much money? That's creating an offer. Like if you want to buy these gloves, they're $1 a piece. No? Okay. Maybe you want this football. No? Safety cones, $5 a piece. Anybody? You want this drill? A lot of people like these DeWalt drills, right? What I'm saying is, it doesn't have to be about you.
There are millions of people who want their landscaping done and need it done. All you have to do is say, we're in business, and if you can clearly articulate and communicate that you're in business to enough people, some of them will start asking, well, yes, what can you do? I need this thing done. As a beginner starting your landscaping business, you can get it off the ground really quickly. I know these guys called the young hustlers, I call them. They're in their 20s now. These kids started before they had a driver's license. They were literally going around their neighborhood. They had so many lawn and landscaping customers. They were literally doing like, I think they're doing like 50, 60,000 before they even had their driver's license. As soon as they got their driver's licenses, they got pickup trucks, trailers, and last time I talked to them, they were doing like, I think they're doing $500,000 because they stayed consistent. Get out there, start your landscaping business, and start making money. And you can eventually, you could even grow it into a multiple six-figure business or $1 million business. Or you can, here's my favorite part, and I'll share with you in my video series how to do all of this. I'll put a link in the description below. I have a 3 free video series that'll teach you exactly how to get the customers, how to organize your business and get the whole thing off the ground, and it's totally free. Go to keithkalfas.com/landscaping series. I'll put it in the link in the description below this video. It'll say landscaping series. Click that, it'll cover everything. But what I wanted to say is, the coolest thing about having a landscaping business when you're just getting started, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to mow someone's lawn or trim their bushes, and you can make really good money. But if you mess something up, like you scalp someone's lawn for the first strip, you can fix it or it'll grow back. There's not a lot of risk involved, and you can learn how to run a business. You can learn how to be a professional business owner and learn how taxes work and how insurance and payroll. You can learn how to be responsible for a business. You can learn how to get a QuickBooks account and start managing your books. I use a software called Jobber to run my landscaping business, and I've made so many videos, they asked me to become an ambassador. So if you want a software to run your business, you can use like Jobber software. I'll put a link in the description below to check that out. So there's all these cool things that you can do to, within 2-3 years, you could literally build a business that makes you more money than you could potentially make with, you know, a basic college degree. And then you have the sky's the limit. So by chance, if you're stuck in some position you don't want, or maybe even a dead-end job, you can make literally 5 times the amount of money per week within your first year running your landscape business. So I'm not making out to be it's like the greatest thing ever. Running a landscaping business is extremely hard. It's really hard, but the barrier to entry is low. I'm Keith Kalfas. If you like this video, please leave a comment below. I appreciate you. And hit the subscribe button and the notifications. And I also have a podcast called The Untrapped Podcast. We just crossed 700,000 downloads on Apple and Spotify. I'll put a link below for that as well. I hope that serves you, and I'll see you soon. You got this. See the shovel? Back when I was mid-20s, I was broke. I worked a dead-end lawn care and landscaping job. I hated my life. I lived in a crappy little apartment. I was in debt. I got the chance to hang out with an entrepreneur who was a multi-millionaire. He owned tons of real estate and businesses. I think he said it was worth 27 million. I went to his house. The guy had a stable and horses and all this stuff. Very lucky to spend a day hanging out with this guy. I said, I want to start a business, but I'm broke. I don't have any money. He goes, you don't need money to start a business. I'm like, you're out of your mind. Now I'm telling him he's out of his mind, because I want to start a landscape business and I need like 20 grand. How am I going to afford all this equipment? See this shovel? This guy came up and got in my face. He was maybe a 55-year-old man. And I'm like a young cat. You want to know how to start a business? You want to start a landscaping business? I'm like, yeah. He goes, you go to Home Depot, you get a shovel and start effing knocking on doors. Get a shovel and go start knocking on doors. And I'm like, all right, this guy's nuts. He's out of his mind. He doesn't know what he's talking about. He's just trying to be a showboaty rich guy and thinks I'm just a kid. And I left that day and I was angry, and I thought about that for many, many days and many nights. And I went back to my piece of crap, dead-end job, making $12 an hour. I was miserable. A year and a half later, I'm on a property working. It was a high-profile client. I couldn't dig anymore. I'm digging. Check this out. I'm digging. We're doing like luxury garden bed maintenance and planting, okay? I'm edging out a garden bed. Edging out this, I mean, we're doing an entire complex. My feet are covered in bruises, even though I'm wearing steel-toed boots. It was 100 degrees out, and that's all I did. I was a slave at this job. It was a secure job, but I was better than that, dude. I was dying inside to the point where I had no choice because I had bills to pay. And there comes a point, I ain't even gonna lie, there comes a point, and this is some of the best, it's rock bottom. I knew it that morning when I went to work. I can't do this anymore. But this is a different type of I can't do this anymore. Because like I got a friend named Joshua Latimer. He does coaching. He's built a several million-dollar business, but he coaches people. And he said something, one guy on the phone said, I'm at the end of my rope, one of his mentees. I can't do this anymore. I can't do this one more year. I can't do this. I'm burned out. I'm just dying inside. And Joshua says to him, he goes, don't feed me that crap. You can do this for 10 more years. Dealing with this suffering and with it. You're telling yourself you can't do it, but you could actually go through this for about 10 more years and you'll be saying the same thing. You think you're at the end of your rope and you can't do it no more. You're just crying, bitching, whining, and complaining. So I'm kicking the shovel, and all of a sudden this feeling comes through my body. Well, actually my body became void of feeling. All of the energy, all of my hope, everything, something just drained out of my body, and I dropped the shovel. I ain't even playing, dude. Look, like this. I don't want to be too loud in Home Depot, but dropped the shovel, and it hit me like a ton of bricks. I'm already dead. I'm already dying inside. My fucking life isn't going anywhere. I'm already dead. I've been in this same spot for 5 years, and I'm already dead. So at this point, taking a risk and taking a chance, I'm all in the middle of Home Depot right now. Taking a risk and taking a chance isn't really taking a chance anymore, because I've already taken the biggest risk of all. And I've lost, and I'm losing in life because I'm still working this fucking dead-end job. And at this point, if I quit this very minute and I just went and walked and just found anything or started something, it would be better than this shit show. And I had to take full responsibility for the decisions that I had made and my sticking my head in the sand all the way up to that point. But I had bills to pay. It's true. It was like the decision had been made for me. I put the shovel down. A week later, I got fired from that job. Because, you know, like it's like a bad relationship. I don't know, this is a little personal, but I was in a bad relationship one time when I was a young guy. And I didn't have the power to get out of it. I came from like a broken family, right? And I literally dropped to my knees and I prayed to God. I said, God, I don't have the power to get out of this, and I'm dying inside. I need you now to take me out of this situation, because I literally can't do it. A week later, I was out of that situation. It hurt a little bit, but boom, I was out. I had like literally just boomed, like exploded into a different paradigm of life. And now I'm looking at the other side. It's like in a movie, like the Stargate. Like you, all of a sudden, you're like, oh, I'm alive. I'm alive. I'm alive. I'm fucking alive, dude. And I started my own fucking business with nothing out of the back of my wife's car, the trunk of my wife's car, with paper bags from Lowe's. Sorry, Home Depot. Literally with ads on Craigslist, and I was going around pulling people's weeds. I didn't care about my pride anymore. I didn't care. It didn't matter. I was pulling people's weeds, making money, and I built a 6-figure business out of nothing.
You know how I did it? You want to know how I did it? I went to Home Depot and I picked up a fucking shovel and I started knocking on doors. That's how I fucking did it.
How to start a landscaping business right now with no startup money. What's up, this is Keith Kalfas, and in this video I'm going to tell you step by step exactly how to get a landscaping business off the ground. If you're looking around on the internet and trying to find an answer how to get this thing going, maybe you have a job and you want to start your own landscape business but you're afraid to take the leap, or maybe you've already gotten started and you're just trying to figure out how to get it going. Well, in this video I'm going to tell you exactly how to do it, and at the end of the video I'm going to invite you to go to check out my free 3 landscaping startup video series at thelandscapingemployeetrap.com, thelandscapingemployeetrap.com. I'll put a link below this video. But anyways, so here's how you do it. And why should you listen to me? Because I've built a 6-figure landscaping business. I've been in the business 6 years, and I was able to leave my job in 6 weeks, replace my income, and I was like, that wasn't even as hard as I always pontificated it would be, right? So here's how you do it. The first thing you need to do is you don't need $20,000 in fancy equipment or anything. All you need is to make a list. A list. I want you to take a notepad and a pen, or even go through the contacts on your phone and then make a list of like every person you've ever met in your entire life. Don't qualify them, regardless of age, of where they live, whether they have a house or not, or a business, because every single person you know knows at least 100 people. So say you have a friend who lives in an apartment but doesn't need landscaping services. That's why you're making the list, right? Because you're going to start selling jobs immediately. But you know your friend Bob, he's 30 and he lives in an apartment. Well, guess what? Bob knows 100 people. Bob has aunts and uncles and brothers and cousins, and he knows people he knows 100 people, which like 20 of them need landscaping. Oh my God. So if you quantify that, you already have like 2,000 people that potentially are prospects and need landscaping done. Now you got to get on the phone. Get your little spiel down. And so if you don't have any equipment or not, this is how you do it. You get on the phone, call your Uncle Bob. Hey, what's up, Uncle Bob? This is Joe. I got a quick question for you. Do you need any landscaping done around your house? We could trim the bushes, trim the trees, we can cut the lawn, we could put fresh mulch in, we could edge out the garden beds, we could pull the weeds. What's going on, Uncle Bob? Come on, Uncle Bob. Now, if you think Uncle Bob's the type of guy that's just going to say no, say, hey, Uncle Bob, this is Joe with Joe's Landscaping. I'm dead serious right now. Just stick with me in this video. Because just stick with me. Hey, Uncle Bob, do you know anybody who needs landscaping done? Because I'm starting a landscaping business. He might say, oh, I don't need any landscaping done. I wasn't asking if you need any landscaping done. You got ears, Uncle Bob? I was asking if you know anybody who needs any landscaping done, because I'm in business. Okay? No? Okay, well, if you do know anybody, give them my number because I'm in business, okay? Just keep it in your head, okay? Let everybody at work know, everybody know. I'm stopping by your house to drop off a stack of business cards, and I'm building a Facebook page, and you better like me, okay? I want you to now go down that list and just start calling all damn day. Call everybody you know and try to set up and book an appointment to take a look at their property with them, to give them a price, okay? If you don't know what to charge, take whatever you make now and times it by 3. If you make 15 bucks an hour, you're gonna charge $45 an hour for yourself, okay? So you got 1/3 for taxes, 1/3 for the business, 1/3 for you. I'm just making this up. You're just getting started, right? Just getting started, okay? So we'll take whatever you make, times it by 3. And once you get going, you're gonna have to times that shit by like 8. But listen, so you make all the phone calls, and I want you to keep a calendar, whether you keep it on paper or you start a Google Calendar. I want you to start booking as many appointments as you possibly can to go walk around properties and meet people. I don't care if you have a car, if you have a truck, if you don't have vinyl letters or magnets. All you need now is business cards, okay? And a clipboard. You don't even need a clipboard, you just need your phone. This is like so easy, but it seemed so hard to me when I first got started. So Go walk around a property with anybody on that list. You need to get money immediately. This is your fastest path to cash. You walk around the property and you say, okay, so I'm gonna trim all the bushes. You don't even own any shrub trimmers, probably. You don't have I'm gonna cut your grass, I'm gonna trim the bushes, I'm gonna pull the weeds, I'm gonna trim all, I'm gonna edge out the garden beds. Okay, and then take whatever number you think that it will be, how long it will take you. So this should take me like 8 hours to do all this, right? I want you to take that number and I want you to times it by 2, so it's gonna take you 16 hours. And then I want you to times that times, if you make 15 bucks an hour times 3 is 45. So what's 16 times 45? 720 bucks, okay? 720 bucks. Now I want you to get a deposit from the customer. Write up a little contract on paper for half down. What was that? 360? Okay, I want you to go directly to Craigslist, Facebook Marketplace, Pawn Shop, and go buy a cheap pair of shrub trimmers or something from Home Depot, like cheap, 150 bucks. Buy shrub trimmers, a rake, a tarp, a broom, a blower. Go borrow someone's lawnmower, I don't know. But take the money you get from the customer and find a way to get those tools and stuff them in the trunk of your car or in your truck or whatever you got to do, and show up as soon as possible and go do it and finish the job as best as your ability. And then in the meantime, you got business cards being made. Go to vistaprint.com, any business card website. Just make up some basic business cards with your phone number. It says, yeah, Joe's Landscaping, right? Give to the customer, and then while you're working, I want you to go knock on all the neighbors' doors and say, hey, I'm Joe with Joe's Landscaping. We actually, we take care of your neighbor's property next door, Bob or Mrs. Jones, and I just wanted to give you a price to maintenance your entire property. You could be like, hey, I'm not trying to sell you anything, but if you wanted me to trim all your shrubs and bushes and pull all the weeds and cut the grass and put down all fresh mulch, it's normally about $1,500, but we'll do it all for 800 bucks because I'm just getting started. Here you go. Just write it 800 bucks on the card and say, if you want us to do it, let us know because we'll be here all day. You just come out and wave and I'll add you to the list. Whatever you got to do, right? Now, the customer might go, like literally, you just knocked on someone's door. I'm not even lying right now. They could be like, oh, really? If it's the right time of year and their shit's all hairy and they need it to be done, you might have been like the magical person that showed up. Okay, you can do all this, okay. Would you do it for like 600? Sure, 600 bucks. So, but I need a $300 deposit before I get started. Another $300 deposit down! Okay, I need to calm down. Okay, so you finish Bob's landscaping, and then you hop over across the street and do Mrs. Jones. Meanwhile, you knock on all the neighbors' doors, and then you get home exhausted, right? And then you hop on Craigslist, make a Craigslist ad, pay $5, post it. Go out and make a Facebook business page for your business, a Facebook business page, right? Like a likes page. And then if you ain't got no pictures of you working, just like gaffle some from anywhere online until you can get your phone out and get rid of those quickly. Actually, don't even do that because that's really now getting cracked down on. Take pictures of you working. Take pictures of anything landscaping and service related and post it all over Facebook and create a profile. I want you to create a Twitter profile, an Instagram profile, a Pinterest profile. I want you to go on GoDaddy.com and create a website for like 15 bucks. Stay up all night building it with bags under your eyes, drinking cups of coffee. I want you to go on WordPress.org and build yourself a blog and just become obsessed with making your landscaping business like all over the place on the internet. Even if you don't even know how to market and advertise it and you have no idea what you're doing, just put like landscaping, shrub trimming, garden maintenance, anything. Then I want you to go down that list and just keep calling. Every single person that allows you to show up to their property that you book a quote with, and you see, man, look at me. I'm ADD and I figured this shit out. You mean to tell me you can't figure this out? Exactly. Okay, so every single person that you do work for, I want you to go on Google Business, okay, and create your free online listing. Claim it, and then they're going to send you a verification letter in the mail, a PIN, and then boom, now you're going to be in business. I want you to take pictures on there. I want you to link it up to your Facebook, put your phone number on there, your hours of operation, and then every single customer that you do work for, say, Mrs. Jones, you got to give us a positive, well-worded 5-star review. Send them the link and just sit there. Don't even leave until they do it right in front of you. Now you're doing work for the neighbors, you're going down your list, you're calling people. Now you're posting ads on Craigslist and all over the place, and little by little, like, you're actually starting to go in business. Like, you did 3 jobs this week at an average of, I don't know, $300 to $700 per job. And you pulled in $1,000 this week. Now maybe you only made $300-400 profit, but every time you get money, reinvest it. Go buy a lawnmower, go buy a weed whip, go buy a backpack blower, go buy this. If you don't have a blower, use a broom. Borrow a blower from a friend or somebody. Go buy a cheap piece of crap blower that, like, you turn it and the wind comes out. Whatever you have to do, it doesn't matter, because now you're in business. Little by little, like a snowball effect, this thing gets going. And before you know it, a wave will hit you and you'll just be slammed with work. Now you'll be out there literally 12 hours a day, 7 days a week, and you're gonna go through all types of trials and frustrations and stuff like that. You're gonna pull your hair out, but little by little, next thing you know, you're gonna be like, oh my God, we did $2,000 in work this week. Or I did $3,000 in work this week. I remember I was out doing, like, $1,500 to $1,800 a week in work all by myself my first 90 days in business, just because I was out there working my ass off and smiling, knocking on every time I was driving. Every time you're driving, you got bags under your eyes, you're tired, you're exhausted, you need money. If you see a house that has long grass or long bushes or something needs to be done, stop your car or your truck, go out with your business card and knock on the door and give them your business card, and don't take no for an answer. Be like, dude, you need all this done. I'm the dude. Like, I'm the dude. You're saying I'm not? Are you saying I'm not the dude? What? What's
You're
up?
the dude.
So, he who is most certain wins. When you develop a sense of certainty inside yourself, before you know it, you're doing $3 a month, $5 a month, 10 grand a month, 15 grand a month, 20 grand a month. By the time you've been in business for a year, just out there just crazy hustling, you got a fat stack of business cards everywhere you go. You get a couple bucks, and you hire a graphic designer, maybe you get some good logos made, and you get a nice business card. Then you get some flyers made, then some door hangers. Every spare second you have, you're running up and down subdivisions in your car, on a bicycle, on foot, putting door hangers and flyers and knocking on doors and posting ads on Craigslist and on Facebook and this and that. And you are going to be the most loud, annoying person in business you have ever met. You are going to be a walking, talking, breathing sales and marketing machine for your business. And it's going to be just you. Before you know it, it'll all start to make sense. And then you'll be able to leave your job, because now you're making more money in a day than you used to make in an entire week. I remember when I was a foreman for a landscaping business, I was like pulling around over $100,000 worth of equipment with like 3 or 4 guys in the truck going to do high-end celebrity properties. Okay, I was the foreman pulling around over $100,000 in equipment with 3 guys in the truck. That's a lot of responsibility. And we were doing like maintenancing properties for celebrities in Michigan. I was coming home, and I should upload the video because I found a video on my computer of me. It was like 2007. I was in my 99 Intrepid with bags under my eyes on my way to work at this job, punching the steering wheel in tears, because every day I got home from work, I was so tired, I only had the energy to take a shower, eat, and go to bed. And that's all I did for years, because I was a slave. A slave. Oh, it's nothing. You're a slave. All those years of suffering, and just because of the belief that I needed $20,000 to start my own landscape business. 9 out of 10 businesses fail. And because one day I was backed into a corner financially and I just totally snapped.
and I just went crazy. When you have no choice but to succeed, you don't have a choice. You'll succeed, but you got to take that risk. You got to take that leap. And the first most important thing is cut out all the fat in your life. All the crap that's not starting your landscape business has to go. If you're spending too much time with friends, spending too much time with family, too much time playing video games or watching YouTube or on social media, just get rid of all that crap and just make a decision to go insanely crazy at getting your business off the ground. And then, before you know it, you'll be the guy in your brand new truck and trailer with nice equipment, with bags under your eyes and a sunburn. But you'll have money in the bank, your bills will be paid, and you'll have a fat pocket full of cash. And you'll either be able to quit your job or you'll keep your job. But I'm just saying, if you're on the fence, it's so it's not easy, it's very hard, but it's so much more simple than maybe you're making it out to be. So there you go. That's my video. That's how you start a landscaping business. You just go start the damn thing. You have to be what is called dogged and determined, but not willing to take no for an answer, and have an attitude of positive expectancy. Positive expectancy. You have to expect that every single human being is your new landscaping client, and you're like very assumptive and presumptive. Like, you just assume that you're going to be doing work for them. Like, I'm the dude, we're walking around the property, and if you're that certain when you're walking around a property with a customer or on the phone with them trying to close a deal, like, no, I'm the dude. I'm the dude. Don't even look anywhere else. He who is most certain wins. If you're that certain, you're going to get the jobs. Job after 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 job. And you're going to get those accounts, and then you'll be hunting for your own food. It's amazing. And if it takes being in survival mode, whatever, it doesn't matter, dude. It's amazing. So like I said, at the end of this video, I have a free 3-video startup series of how to start a landscaping business. Click the link in the description below this video, or go to the landscapingemployeetrap.com. Right below the video, you'll see it, 3 free video series. Click there, go there and sign up, and you're going to absolutely love it. Okay, later.
So if you want to take your landscaping business to the next level, it's really important as soon as possible that you run your business off of a software, and not just a standard billing software, but a CRM, a customer relationship management software. I've been running my landscape business for 13 years, and I've tried a few different softwares, and the one that I found my home with is Jobber. Not only does it allow you to do like the billing and the invoicing and follow up with customers automatically, and you collect payments, signatures, like it makes your business level up to a whole new type of like professionalism, to where from the customer's perspective, when they get a professional, like an invoice or a proposal from you, they look at it and it looks so professional and it's so seamless that they're like, yeah, this landscaper has their act together. It's so professional, and it immediately can make your little tiny business, just like I have a small landscape business, but there was a point where it was just me and a truck. You want to become omnipresent, not only in your marketing and on social media, but also to the customer, where they get the feel like you're a bigger business than you actually are. It gives you an established feel. So get some type of CRM in your business. The one I use is Jobber. I'm also a Jobber ambassador. I've been with them for like 4 years. I'm never going to switch anytime soon. You can get a free trial of Jobber. They gave me this discount code for you. You get a huge discount with my exclusive link. Go to getjobber.com/Kalfas. That's my last name. And you'll get a free 2-week trial, and if you sign up with my exclusive link, you'll get a huge discount. I'll put a link in the description below, in the first link in the pinned comments. Go there, sign up for Jobber, and put it into your business. You can also get a software demo with them, which means you can get on a Zoom call with them, and they'll walk you through and help you get it all set up so it's proprietary to your business. So what that means is, it's a software that's going to help you crush it in your business. Like, it'll be like 10 o'clock at night, and I'll see, a payment came through for $1,850 from Mrs. Jones. Done. Or I'll sit down and I'll bang out a bunch of invoices real quick and bill all my customers, and they pay with their credit card online. And you can also press one button and it automatically notifies the customer that you're on their way. You're away and you'll be there in 30 minutes. Or you can click a button or make it automatically ask the customer for a positive 5-star review. You can, the best thing is jobber tips. Customers can leave tips in, I think, what, 1 to 2, I haven't measured it, tracked it yet, because they just came out with it recently, but jobber tips is the customer can go and leave a tip. I had a customer leave a, what did they leave, like a $75 tip very recently, and so I just, minus whatever the taxes are, you could just split it with your employees. Whatever you want to do, you can make more money through the tips scenario. So anyways, I hope that serves you. I'm Keith Kalfas, and I inspire emerging entrepreneurs to start and grow their landscaping business from 0 to 100K here on YouTube. Click the subscribe button and the notifications and the links below, and check out Jobber.